Yeah, bo, you know what time it is? Hey, by that time, you know.
You mean call jump, you want shit jump. You mean not dollar, you want shit snap. Well, no daddy money, yeah. We send money to daddy, yeah. Oh, just like a very, yeah. DJ chicken in your lady, yeah. Any coffee to go and smile, mo. I'm a cosign, mo. Any lunch at it back there, no, what? Yes, you don't cosign, mo. I don't feel good, I won't feel better. I don't throw lamba, plenty banger. I know like y'all, I know like spanda. Then throw her back to sender. Back to sender.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mo Band, feel better, and with that we'll welcome you to Extra Time this Monday evening. My name is Oladapo Kunubi, aka Young Striker 9. How you doing, Ibadan? How's the traffic? Well, for those of you driving right now, for those of you just getting into the city of Ibadan, well, for the first time, or you're starting to listening to Solutions 939 FM for the first time. My name is Oladapo Kunubi, aka Young Striker 9, number 9 over my mind. Well, shout out to all Manchester City fans. Well, hope you are still in that euphoria of winning the Premier League title. Well, you guys are used to it though, and I know the likes of Newcastle fans will be thinking, one day, one day you will lift the Premier League title. And I know Chelsea fans will be saying, one day, we shall be back to our best. Well, on the show, we preview games, and as well give you live updates on this Dow Solutions 939 FM. Well, live updates coming from Italy this evening is the clash between AS Roma and Salernitana. And guess what? Jose Mourinho's side has conceded one goal very early. And that goal was scored by Candreva in the 12th minute of the encounter with an assist coming from Koulibaly. A goal was disallowed in the 36 minutes, but halftime of that clash right there in Italy. Well, on the show this evening, I will be joined by Undisputed J Sam on the show, as we also do a quick review of the just concluded Nigeria Premier Football League. Remember, we are always used to the Nigerian Premier League. You know, from this same season, we had the LMC turn to IMC. Okay, but remember tonight, Newcastle United. Guess why are you doing my head like this? Like my head is long. Newcastle United, Leicester City will battle each other tonight in the Premier League Monday Night Football. But remember, Leicester City is also battling relegation. A win for Leicester City tonight will give them 33 points and jump to the 19th position, even 17th position, based on, they've scored more goals than Everton, and Everton drops to the 18th position. Adebayo Timila and T-Boy live on Facebook. Remember, we're live on Facebook, facebook.com/Solutions939FM, facebook.com/Solutions939FM. But quickly, let's check some stories out before we're joined by Undisputed Jason. Do not go anywhere. Okay, so following the goalless against Enyimba International, Gbenga Ogunbote also, playing the last game of the season at the Lagos Salami Stadium. Coach of Shooting Stars Sport Club of Ibadan, Gbenga Ogunbote, has apologized to the team and supporters of Shooting Stars over the failure to qualify for the Super 6 of the NPFL. Remember, Shooting Stars during the season struggled at a point in time, but hey, at the end of the season, they finished above the relegation spot. following the goalless they had against the Yimba International. It also showed, even before that game, really showed that Shooting Stars, one, will not be going for the Super 6, but also will not relegate at the end of the season. The team finished 6th on the Premier League log with 23 points from 18 matches. Out of the 18 matches played in the just concluded season, Shooting Stars won just 5 matches, drew 8, lost 5, meaning they drew more games than games won, and lost at the end of the season. Well, let's also let you know, earlier this morning, remember I told you that Bendel Insurance Remo Stars Yimba International qualified for the Super 6 in Group A, while in Group B, Rivers United Lobby Stars qualified to Super 6. Rivers United, Lobby Star Sunshine, while Wiki Tourist Bochi, Dakar FC got relegated in Group B, as Nasarawa United El Kanemi Warriors got relegated. But remember, let's quickly look at the Under-20 FIFA World Cup this evening. Well, Undisputed J Sam, thank you for joining us. Just be on the hold. We'll bring you on in the next few seconds. Well, following that 2-1 victory against Dominican Republic, well, they'll be facing Italy next. I'm talking about the Flying Eagles, but the coach of that side, Ladan Bosso, has assured that the team will work on the scoring ability ahead of Wednesday's clash against Italy. Well, remember, the likes of NFF, CAF have also given thumbs up to the Under-20 national team. All right, now, guys, let's go to the interview segment on the show this evening. Well, NPFL's best, talking about analysis, and starts talking about the NPFL. On the Twitter, J Sam Adeo Samuel is live with me this evening. Good evening to you. On the Twitter, J Sam, it's good to have you here.
Good evening, young striker. It's a pleasure joining you. It's been a while,
Yes.
but I'm to be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. So we were discussing off the mic earlier that you decided to go to Ikene to see my team play and qualify for Super 6, and you were not in Ibadan because your team, before the end of the season, you knew that you were not going for Super 6.
I just have to thank you for probably the better option for me. I felt like the shooting game would just be too difficult. So I just had to settle for a game that I felt there would be goals and drama both on and off the pitch.
Okay, so we all knew that Shooting Stars had nothing to fight for except the bragging right against the Yimba International, also at home. But let's look at the top 3 teams that went, or the top 6 teams that qualified for the Super 6 after 18 round of matches. Bendel Insurance unbeaten in the NPFL 2023 season. Right, Remo Stars, Ayimba, or let's say 2022-2023 season. Bendel Insurance, Remo Stars, Ayimba finishing in the top 3 positions, while Group B, Rivers United, Lobby Star, Sunshine Stars finishing in the top 3 positions right there in the Group B. But let's quickly review the Group A. Bendel Insurance, where did they get the mojo from? Not losing at home at all, but they drew more games than games won. They drew 10 and won 8. Remo Stars drew 6, won 9. Ayimba drew 5 and won 9. I mean, for Ayimba, a team that is used to winning the NPFL, they've won the CAF Champions League, now finishing third behind the Bendel Insurance that got promoted last season, having a turbulent season. But hey, they're going to the Super 6 unbeaten.
Yeah, for Bendel Insurance, I think it's a season where they overachieved, just like Rebel Stars did last season. Immediately they gave promotion alongside Shooting Stars. They finished third and qualified for the CAF Confederation Cup for the first time in their history. And I think that could have served as a motivation to Bendel Insurance, because that any newly promoted side, the agenda on their mind would be to beat the drop, preserve status for the next season. You wouldn't want to be thinking of competing for the title or even challenging for continental. So, and I think that was just the whole idea. And you look at how they did it. They started the season by winning away from home at Aqua United. And I think that was where the belief came from. They consolidated on that by winning at home. Then they went away again to beat Aqua United in Ibadan. So that was how they gathered momentum. And if you look at their story in the first half of the season, I think they ended their first 9 games with about 8 points ahead of second place in Yimba or Aqua United at the time. And only for them to come back in the second stanza, you could see that they were gradually losing this team, but they were still grinding out those results. They didn't want to lose, but they still want to keep gaining points, whether it's 1 point or 3 points. They just want to keep gaining it so that they will move forward. And that is what has brought them thus far. And that has preserved their status in the MPFL. And they have a bonus for that, which is playing in the Super 6 for a shot at the title and at the Continental slots.
Okay, so let's look at Remo Stars as well. I mean, these two teams, Bender, Remo Stars, you know, they played in the NNL, they know themselves. But looking at Remo Stars, at a point in time in the middle of the season when the points was deducted from Remo Stars, we felt, okay, maybe all the dreams, you know, will surely be over. But they picked up themselves, they picked points, and the points, you know, reversed. And, well, here they are, second on the NPFL log, Group A. But are you convinced with the Gumode side going to the Super 6?
I'm absolutely convinced. This is a team that I've watched closely. I've watched them on and off the pitch. I've watched them in training sessions as well. I would say maybe it's the team I've watched the most in the past 2 seasons. And to be honest, this is a side that the philosophy of the club generally, as well as the manager, aligns with each other. It's not just a team putting out, it's not just a club putting out players or bringing players together just to compete in the league. They are so particular about the development of their players from the academy. In this season, they gave debut to about 3 or 4 of them from the academy, and about 5 of them are also in the line to join the first team come next season. So you look at that kind of arrangement, that kind of structure, whereby you have players that have been with the team for more than 5-6 seasons, and they are not moving anywhere. They just had a couple of experienced lads to the team. Ife Anai Mena joined them mid-season to add experience to the backline. Philip Odubia came into the side, contributed about 4 goals after joining mid-season. So they were so particular about the players they were getting, not just recruiting players for recruiting sake. And I think it's one of those things that the clubs generally need to learn. You need to be there has to be a structured pipeline whereby you get these talents into your team. You cannot just keep signing 10, 12, 15 players every season. It doesn't work that way. There's no stability. And don't forget, Ogumbote was with this side last season. They finished third to qualify for the CAF Conference Cup. This season, Daniel Ogumbote did return to the side from Portugal. They finished second. That's their highest finish in their MPFL history. So it seems they are getting upward. They are moving forward. And who says they can't even challenge for the title when they go to the Super 6? Because I believe it's an open tournament. Yep. The Super 6 is no longer a marathon. So it's down to your tournament performance, how you can quickly get results. Not about how you can even play now. It's how you can get results. And I believe that with the size that they have at the moment, it will really be difficult to beat at the Super 6.
Okay, being difficult to beat at the Super 6, winning 9 out of 18 matches. Same games won by Ayimba, and Bendel Insurance won 1 lesser, meaning they won 8. But looking at the teams in the Group B, they won the first and second won 9 matches. Sunshine Stars won 7 matches. So we look at how competitive this is at the end of the day, because if you're drawing games and you're saying you're going for Super 6, I'm talking about Bendel Insurance at the end of the day, though. But looking at teams, now let's look at our region here. Bendel Insurance, Ayimba, Rivers United, Sunshine Stars from the south to the east, and I think the only northern team here, can we classify Lobby Stars of Makurdi as the only team from the close to the north, going to the Super 6?
Yeah, they are from North Central, so you would not be wrong to classify them as a northern team. That's the only team from the north, by the way. I look at the teams that were relegated.
3 northern teams.
3 northern teams went down, and then 1 southern team, Dakada. I believe that Dakada's problem was actually more of off-field issues than actually on the pitch of play. In the MPFL, basically in the average league season, you need to get your teams right, get your acts right, and just pull results. Those important results that you need probably at home, away from home, as soon as the season gets underway. So, as per Lobby Stars participation, they are also a side. Actually, all the 6 teams that are playing in the Super 6, I've watched each and every one of them this season, and I see it as a tournament that will be very difficult. The last time we had the Super 6, Kano Pillars were actually the only northern team in that tournament. They were the only northern team, and they finished second behind the Yimba. If I remember vividly, I think they finished second. They played in the CAF Champions League qualifiers then. So it's not really about being just the only region. It has to be based on performance. It was simply performance that knocked the northern teams out. And it goes to show that, okay, on the basis of the strength of the teams that we have in the league now, the southern teams actually have more capacity to deliver more than the northern teams. The only team I would have loved to, the only team that has always been competing from the north was Kano Pillars and Plateau United. And Plateau United, they failed to beat Remo Stars when it mattered most, and that was how they were taken out of the whole conversation. Because if they had beaten Remo Stars wouldn't have been here talking about Super Six. So on
what
the
are you saying? What are you saying?
No, it's just the basic truth.
Actually, I know, right? I know, right? Yeah.
All over until that fixture. Even a draw. Remo Stars didn't just a draw. On the 80th game was the 1-0 in favor of Plateau United. Not to go to the space of 8 minutes and Remo Stars from that tire. So I think the Super Six is an open tournament. But when you look at how Benin Insurance finished the season, you look at how Remo Stars finished on the high, you look at how Sunshine also finished on the high. You see that turning point they also had by winning away at Tornadoes was where they gained that momentum and that belief that they could finish in the Super Six. So it's really ended differently for these teams. And when you get to the Super Six, we have about a week or two, then about a week or so. I think about 12 or 14 days before the Super Six gets underway. So it gives the teams the opportunity to rest their players. Well, it doesn't apply to Sunshine Stars and Benin Insurance because they are also still playing in the Federation Cup. The other things, I think there's a knockdown. There's no knockdown. Okay, Lobby Stars are also playing in the Federation Cup. So, you know how these teams will adjust their team selection and all towards the Super Six because that really matters most. And the Federation Cup is also a route for you to get on the continent. Yeah, sure. For you know that wounded Lions like Plateau United and Rangers are still also part of the Federation Cup. So they will be looking like the season, Premier League season ended for us, but we can still use this as an opportunity to get on the continent. So it's still quite competitive on either end. And if the teams fail to put things together as expected, you might just expect a different result entirely at the Super Six.
Okay, I'm very sure that we surely see we'll hang out at the Super Six in Lagos and we'll talk more, looking at the teams. Before the kickoff of the Super Six, we'll surely also look at the preparations and the team you'll be tipping to go all the way, win the NPFL this season. Thank you very much on the Twitter, J. Sam, for joining me on the show this evening.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Okay. I really enjoyed the show.
All right, same here, and up Remo Stars. Shout out to your Crown FC team. Oh.
Yeah.
we both have teams in the NNL. I have Sporting Lagos. You have Crown FC.
It's a straight fight between both of them for the playoff ticket. So it goes to the final day. I just wish my team the best. Hopefully, we'll get lucky.
I wish my team all the best too. All right, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, on this Mr. J. Sam there speaking, talking about the just concluded NPFL abridged version of the league and moving into the Super 6. But remember tonight, guys, in the English Premier League, one game is going down. Newcastle United will be up against Leicester City. And guess what? 5 players have been ruled out of Newcastle United's squad. Fraser due to lack of match fitness. Craft due to knee injury. Lashley is due to calf injury. Ritchie due to knee injury and muscle injury for Wheelock. And questionable for tonight. Jolinton, Lockstaff, Murphy for Newcastle United ruled out for tonight's game. Justin due to knee injury. Vestergaard due to calf injury for Leicester City. And Ward due to finger injury. And questionable for tonight's game. Bertrand, Dresbo Ha, Suyutu. Questionable for tonight's game for the Foxes. And going straight to the Italian Serie A, Salernitana has scored the second goal against AS Roma. Now it is 2-1 in favor of the Roma Salernitana. Maybe we say that too much stress coming from the European Cup competition for AS Roma. right? Remember, El Shanawi got into the second half of the game, equalized 1-1. But hey, guess what? It was Bula Daye converting his efforts for Salernitana. It is now 2-1. It's a round of 36 in the Italian Serie A. Well, remember, when we come back, we talk about the FIFA Under-20 World Cup games going down tonight.
종전을 선언하고
Just be myself, don't take it personal. Life is easy, do me fast, voila. Is what they say about you, go bad a lot. Give me a ring, dollar. All out, or me, don't know. Fun on it, better to know. I live to ride the Bentley to buy one alone. So decide we know the fall, the plan to go. Only God fear hold me. All I need is prayer for my daddy and mommy. Dollar signs and money. Me I go make come, I'm struggle for money. It be like God gives me warning. He don't prepare me for anything that's coming. He tell me make I know the worry. Promise to keep me dry anytime it's coming. Me I go make come, I'm struggle for money. Keep me dry anytime it's stormy.
Zinoliski personal, right? So maybe you can say that the EPL title is now personal to Manchester City fans, and even Pep Guardiola. The money is there, the players are there. We'll talk more about that in the next few minutes. But let's just quickly look at more updates. 56 minutes of action. AS Roma 1, Salernitana 2. Live updates on Extra Time. Extra updates, extra analysis, and extra banter. Well, you call that yours? Okay, so now quickly, let's go straight to Argentina this evening. Well, game's going down tonight at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. 7 o'clock in the next 9 minutes. England will be up against Tunisia, while France will take on South Korea. And at 10 o'clock, Gambia will battle Honduras, and Uruguay will take on Iraq. Now, let's go straight to the English Premier League games tonight. Well, remember, 8 o'clock is going to be Newcastle United, Leicester City. But remember, Pep Guardiola is saying here, well, all we need to do now, we've won the Premier League title. We have 2 more trophies to go to have a treble. The target right now, UEFA Champions League, we need to win. We know how to win the FA Cup.
I think they know it. The feeling I have, though, like I have, they win 5 Premier Leagues and still we have the Champions League to always have fun all that period here. We won a lot. You cannot deny it. There is a part that sometimes can be unfair for the fact you have to win the Champions League to give credit of value what you have done, but you have to accept it. And I think it's good. So for a long time ago, because I said many times, the people didn't call me here to say you have to win the Champions League, but after what I've done, I know we'll not complete if I don't win the Champions League. We don't win the Champions League. So, and sometimes play with this pressure is so nice. It's necessary. So we talk each other a lot, so we have to do it. But in the same time, if we are not able to do it, if the team continue, the club continue in this way, sooner or later we'll do it.
Okay, I feel okay. Let me see if I can get this song by Is this Awaba? Da 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 da. Sooner or later you shall overcome your problem. Do we have Is Awaba here? Okay, it's only Damalala Fewa that keeps songs like that. Sawaba. Okay. The Is Awaba song is not here. But the problem of Manchester City right now is the UEFA Champions League trophy. Can they win it this time around? Remember, they're playing against Inter Milan in the final. Has Pep Guardiola underrated Manchester United to the fact that he feels like, okay, playing in the FA Cup final, we know how to beat Manchester United. But fans, well, can that party be sport? Oh, wait, to see if that can really happen. But remember, we keep our fingers crossed and see what happens in the final. 3rd of June, that's going to be the final of the FA Cup. Right. Okay, now moving away from that this evening, let's quickly look at what the transfer papers are saying before wrapping up the show. We're getting an update about Declan Rice. Arsenal set to bid for West Ham captain with Mason Mount, Ike Gudowan, and Moses Sander on the shortlist as well. But if this can be true, how many times will Arsenal keep buying players and at the end of the day they are not getting results? Okay, the Arsenal team that finished second on the Premier League log. Arsenal are also keeping an eye on Moises Sado's situation at Brighton. Arsenal had 2 bids rejected in January, remember, and the latest was worth £70 million. And well, for De Zerbi, he's hoping to keep on to this man. Arsenal going for both Rice and Sado in the summer window has not been ruled out. But now Arsenal also keeping an eye on a number of other midfielders, with Granit Xhaka expected to leave in the summer. Mason Mount and Manchester City captain Ike Gudowan have emerged as potential targets. Is that a good deal? Will that even be a good move for Gudowan to move to Arsenal? But depending on the UEFA Champions League success, that's another thing. That is another thing. All right, guys, now check the time right now. It is 6:56 live from the Remedy Radio Dial Solutions 939 FM. Let's check live updates from Italy. Okay, right there in Italy, 62 minutes of action. AS Roma 1, Salernitana 2. And remember, 7:45 tonight, Empoli host Juventus. So let us also look at what this means at the end of the day. Should Empoli win against Juventus? Well, 15th place, Empoli has got 39 points in this one. And should they win, that means they will have 42 points, moving a step closer, depending on the results of Salernitana, though they have 41 points leading this game against AS Roma. Okay, so that's what the situation is. And for Juventus, playing their game, the second behind Napoli in the Italian Serie A, well, is gone Otilo, right? But they need to win this game, most especially Lazio bringing behind them with 68 points. Inter Milan is with 66 points. Remember, Inter Milan lost against Napoli over the weekend, 3-1. And remember, AC Milan is also behind them with 64 points. So it's more of the battle of European, that's UEFA Champions League positions. Right, guys, I have to, pack my bags, roll up my sleeves, get out of the studio, and return tomorrow on Kickoff Sports Show 8 o'clock. Remember, the music and rolls going down tomorrow, 5 to 6. Catch me on the streets of the city of Ibadan, where you request for songs and make a shout out. My name is Oladapo. Could it be once again? Like we always say, we say keep doing sports and stay safe.